All right, so let's dive right in.
Mm,
You want answers about those yellow nails,
right.
and you've brought some really interesting sources to help us get to the bottom of it.
Absolutely. We've got medical articles, expert opinions.
We even found a YouTube video breaking down nail anatomy. I mean, we're going deep today.
It's going to be fascinating, I think.
Our mission is to decode those yellow nails for you.
Right. To give you a clear picture of what might be going on.
And I think a good place to start would be with the basics.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, the first thing that jumps out at me from these medical articles is just plain old nail polish.
Oh, yeah. Especially if you're a fan of the darker colors or those gel manicure.
Oh, absolutely.
Those pigments can really stain the nail plate.
They can. And then you've got the acetone, to remove them.
Right, which strips away the natural oils.
It's like a double whammy, right?
It leaves your nails even more vulnerable to staining.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
it's like you're trying to make your nails look fabulous, and then, bam,
You end up with the yellow.
yellow nails.
Mm.
The articles also mention smoking as a major culprit.
Oh, absolutely. Nicotine and tar, they don't discriminate.
They really don't.
They'll stain your lungs and your nails.
It's a good visual reminder, right?
It is. It shows that what we put into our bodies really does show up in unexpected ways.
Yeah, absolutely. And then there's the food stains. I mean, anyone who's ever cooked with turmeric knows.
Oh, yeah, how easily that can happen.
Oh my gosh. I actually stained my nails with turmeric once, and
Turmeric is tough.
I couldn't get it off for like a week.
I know, right? And then carrots, too. They can be a surprising culprit.
Carrots, really?
Yeah, those bright pigments can linger.
Wow. Okay, so we've got nail polish, we've got smoking, we've got food stains.
Right, the usual suspects.
The usual suspects. But now let's talk about something a little more serious.
Okay.
These medical articles point to onychomycosis
Yes.
as a common cause of yellow nails,
Especially as we age.
especially as we get older. In fact, they said something like almost half of people over 70 have dealt with it.
It's really common. And these infections are caused by fungi that love keratin.
Keratin being that protein that makes up our nails.
Exactly. Our hair and skin, too.
Right. And here's where it gets really interesting. These fungi, they don't actually invade living tissue.
That's right. They feed on the dead keratin layers, but they still manage to trigger an immune response.
So it's like they're setting up camp on the surface
Yeah,
and causing a ruckus without actually breaking into the fortress.
a good analogy.
So why the yellow color, though?
Well, as these fungi break down the keratin, they release sulfite, and that disrupts the nail structure.
Okay.
It makes it brittle and discolored, hence the yellow.
Wow. I mean, it's amazing how these microscopic invaders can cause such noticeable changes, right?
It is.
Now, that YouTube video you shared, it breaks down nail anatomy in a really clear way.
Oh, good. I'm glad you found it helpful.
Oh, it's great. It showed how nail growth starts in the matrix,
Under the cuticle?
under the cuticle.
Oh,
And those matrix cells undergo keratinization,
which means,
which means they harden into the nail plate that we see.
right, a continuous process of building and hardening.
It's like a tiny little construction project happening under our fingernails.
I love that.
So then the fungus comes along and basically disrupts the whole construction site.
It weakens the nail and causes that yellowing.
Makes sense.
Okay.
So who's most likely to end up with this uninvited fungal house guest?
Well, the medical articles highlight a few risk factors.
Okay.
Age is a big one. As we get older, our nails grow slower and circulation isn't as good.
So our nails become more vulnerable over time.
Exactly. What else makes us susceptible? A weakened immune system
Okay.
that makes it harder to fight off those fungi.
So if your immune system's compromised, you're more likely to get it.
Right. And certain medical conditions like diabetes and circulatory problems can also increase your risk.
And then, of course, there's the environment, right?
Oh, the environment. Huge factor.
Right.
Damp environments.
Like sweaty shoes, communal showers.
Anything that traps moisture, basically.
That creates a breeding ground for fungi.
A fungal paradise, you could say.
So if you're prone to these infections, maybe ditch the socks with sandals. Combo.
Maybe so. But hold on, let's not jump to conclusions here.
Okay.
Yellow nails don't always mean it's a fungal infection.
Right. There are other possibilities, like that yellow nail syndrome you mentioned earlier.
Exactly. Yellow nail syndrome, or YNS. It's rare, but it's worth mentioning.
So tell us about it.
Well, it's characterized by those slow-growing, thickened yellow nails,
Okay.
and it's often associated with respiratory and lymphatic problems.
Oh, wow. So it's not just a cosmetic issue.
Not necessarily. It could be a sign of something more systemic.
Interesting. What else could be causing those yellow nails?
Well, injuries to the nail bed can definitely disrupt nail growth and cause discoloration.
So even something as simple as stubbing your toe.
Could have a lasting impact.
Wow. Our nails are tougher than they look, but still surprisingly vulnerable.
They are.
Now, the articles also mentioned a few other less common culprits.
Right. Certain medical conditions like psoriasis,
Okay.
thyroid issues, and even liver problems can affect nail color.
And we can't forget about medications.
Oh, right. Some medications have side effects that can lead to that yellowing.
Always good to read those labels. Okay.
Absolutely. It's always a good idea to talk to your doctor about any new medications you're taking, especially if you notice changes in your nail health.
So we've covered a lot of ground here. Fungal infections, staining injuries, underlying health conditions.
Even those rare syndromes.
It seems like the list of suspects is pretty extensive.
It is. But the good news is most cases of yellow nails are treatable.
That's reassuring.
The key is figuring out the underlying cause.
So you can address it effectively.
Exactly.
Which brings us to the all-important question. What can we actually do about those yellow nails?
Well, we've got some solutions up our sleeve, but we'll save those for the next part of our deep dive.
Okay, stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back.
So we've explored all the potential culprits behind those yellow nails.
We have.
And now you're probably wondering,
What can I do about it?
exactly what can I actually do about it?
Let's talk solutions. I'm sure everybody wants to know how to get those nails back to their healthy, vibrant
Of
selves.
course. Well, the first and most important piece of advice, and this is echoed in all these medical articles,
Okay.
is to see a doctor.
Makes sense.
They can actually examine your nails, ask about your medical history,
Right?
determine the underlying cause.
Like you wouldn't treat a sprained ankle the same way you'd treat a bee sting, right?
Exactly. The same goes for yellow nails. The treatment really depends on the cause.
So if the culprit is a fungal infection,
Okay.
what then?
Your doctor might recommend antifungal medications.
Okay.
And these come in two forms, topical and oral.
Okay.
Topical antifungals are creams or solutions that you apply directly to the affected nails.
Kind of like putting ointment on a cut.
Exactly. And they work best for mild infections that are caught early on.
Okay.
Oral antifungals are pills that you take.
Okay.
And those are typically used for more stubborn or widespread infections.
So they attack the fungus from the inside out?
Precisely. The articles mention that these medications can take a while to work, though.
Really?
Yeah, nails grow slowly.
They do.
So you might need to use the medication for several months, sometimes even up to a year for complete clearing.
Wow, that's a commitment.
It is. It's a good reminder that patience is key when it comes to nail health.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fungal infections. But what if those yellow nails are just the result of staining,
Okay.
from nail polish or like that turmeric incident I mentioned?
Right. If it's staining, the solution is usually pretty straightforward. Give your nails a break from polish for a while.
Little nail polish detox.
Exactly. And let them grow out naturally.
The articles also mention using a base coat.
Oh, yes. A base coat can act as a barrier between the pigment and your nail plate.
Okay.
And when you do use polish, try to choose acetone-free remover.
To minimize the damage.
Right. Minimize the drying and damage.
Good tips. Now for food stains, the articles suggest a DIY remedy using baking soda and lemon juice.
Yes, a paste of baking soda and lemon juice can sometimes help to lift away those mild stains.
Okay.
But if the stains are really stubborn, you might just have to wait for them to grow out.
Time heals all wounds and nail stains.
Exactly.
Now, what about those cases where yellow nails are a sign of an underlying health condition?
Right. In those cases, treating the underlying condition is paramount.
Okay,
Once the condition is addressed, the yellowing should improve.
makes sense. Treat the root, not just the symptom.
Exactly.
The articles also mentioned that sometimes yellow nails are just a normal part of aging.
That's true. As we get older, our nails naturally become thinner and more prone to discoloration.
Okay.
It's nothing to be overly concerned about, just a natural part of life.
It's like those fine lines and wrinkles, we get a sign of a life well lived.
I like that.
But what about those over-the-counter nail treatments that we see advertised everywhere?
Right.
Do those actually work?
Some can be helpful for strengthening and improving nail appearance,
Okay.
but they're not a cure-all.
So it's always best to talk to your doctor.
Always. It's always best to talk to your doctor before trying any new product, especially if you have a pre-existing nail condition.
Good advice. And speaking of good advice, the articles emphasize the importance of prevention.
Absolutely. Taking steps to prevent yellow nails in the first place can save you a lot of trouble down the road.
So what are the key takeaways for prevention?
Keeping your nails clean and dry is crucial.
Basic hygiene.
Exactly. Wash your hands frequently, especially after using the bathroom or handling raw meat,
Right.
and make sure to dry them thoroughly.
Okay, what else?
Be mindful of those damp environments that we talked about earlier.
Right.
Avoid going barefoot in public showers and locker rooms.
Okay.
Choose breathable footwear to keep your feet dry.
So ditching those sweaty sneakers for a pair of sandals.
Might not be a bad idea.
And when it comes to nail care, be gentle.
Yes. Don't cut your cuticles or push them back too aggressively.
Because
That can damage the nail matrix and make you more susceptible to infections.
or treat those cuticles with TLC.
Exactly. And remember to give your nails a break from polish every now and then.
Let them breathe.
Let them breathe and rehydrate.
This deep dive has been incredibly insightful.
It has been. We've explored a wide range of causes for yellow nails, from fungal infections to everyday habits.
We have.
And we've uncovered some practical solutions.
Absolutely. It's amazing how something as seemingly simple as a nail can reveal so much about our health and lifestyle.
It is.
But the takeaway message is clear. Yellow nails are often a sign that something needs attention,
Right.
whether it's a simple change in our habits or a more serious underlying condition. Understanding the cause is the first step towards finding the right solution.
I agree with that. And remember, you don't have to navigate this alone.
Right.
Your doctor is a valuable resource for diagnosis and treatment.
Absolutely. So if those yellow nails are bugging, you don't hesitate to seek professional help.
Good advice.
With a little knowledge and effort, you can reclaim those healthy, vibrant nails.
I feel confident from your fingertips to your toes.
We've learned so much in our quest to understand those yellow nails. Everything from fungal infections to everyday habits to underlying health conditions.
And we even talked about some ways to get your nails back to their healthy best, right?
Absolutely. But before we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I think it's worth taking a step back and looking at the bigger picture.
Okay.
It's fascinating to me how our nails can act as a window into our overall well-being.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
You know, it's easy to think of our nails as just cosmetic,
Right.
but they can reveal so much about what's going on inside.
Exactly. We've talked about how yellow nails could be a sign of liver problems or thyroid issues.
Right. Even nutritional deficiencies.
It's a reminder to pay attention to those subtle changes in our bodies, right?
Absolutely. Our bodies are always trying to tell us something.
And those messages aren't always about physical health either, right?
That's true. We also talked about how nail conditions can impact mental and emotional well-being.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, dealing with discolored or damaged nails can be embarrassing.
Mhm.
It can affect your self-confidence.
It really can. It's important to acknowledge that emotional side of these conditions.
So if you're struggling with the psychological impact of a nail condition, don't hesitate to seek support.
Definitely talk to your doctor, a therapist, even a trusted friend or family member.
Sometimes just having someone to listen and understand can make all the difference.
It really can. And remember, you're not alone.
Right.
Nail conditions are so common, and there are resources out there to help you cope and find solutions.
This deep dive has been a journey of discovery,
It has been.
not just about yellow nails, but about the connection between our physical and mental health.
Absolutely. It highlights the importance of taking a holistic approach to self-care, you know?
Nourishing ourselves from the inside out.
Exactly.
So as we wrap up this episode, I want to leave you with a final thought.
Okay.
Your nails are a part of you,
They are.
and they deserve the same care and attention that you give to the rest of your body.
I agree with that. Pay attention to them. Listen to what they're trying to tell you, and don't be afraid to seek help when you need it.
Well said. And with a little knowledge and effort, you can reclaim those healthy, vibrant nails and feel confident from your fingertips to your toes.
That's what we like to hear.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and we'll see you next time.
See you then.